Arr! Welcome aboard my ship. I'm Captain Solomon, and we are back with another episode of Katawa Shoujo. Now, the last time we left off, I do know that we went on a shopping trip with Lily. That's the main thing I remember. It's been a little over a week since I've played, so I apologize. I do remember being with Lily while she went shopping and helping her out, and also running into Rin out in the city. And as you know, as I've stated, Rin is one of my favorite characters. I really like Rin. However, we've gotten past that whole situation. We are now in class again. So I apologize if after a week of me playing, I missed some catching up for you guys. If so, I suggest maybe watching the last episode, even just the end of it, to get like an idea of where you're at again. If not, watch the whole episode, one or the other. But we're just gonna jump right into it. So let's go. The students roll into class for the Saturday morning session, each and every one of them sporting their tired eyes of people who have worked through the night. With only a day left to prepare, I suppose it's not so surprising. Thankfully, we only have to suffer through classes until lunch break, and then our time is our own. Good for them. Mutao lurches into class in a tired stagger. I suppose students aren't the only people here that enjoy their late Friday nights. Without saying a word, he scrawls some page and question numbers on the board and slumps down at his desk. It's completely atypical behavior for him, but it appears that no one in the class is going to call him out on it. Wordlessly, the students shuffle their textbooks into position and get to work. Not wanting to break the trend, I do the same. Fatigue has made the class antisocial. Not a peep is heard among the ruffling papers. That can partially be attributed to the two empty seats beside me. For some reason, Misha and Shizune aren't present. Probably doing council work for the festival. It's very quiet without Misha present. I'd imagine! Ha ha! I wonder if she was born as rowdy as she is, or if she is making up for Shizune's lack of voice, or if she has to be more vocal because Wario as a character isn't as exciting as Waluigi, so we have to like do something as a fan base of the Mario. I'm sorry, are we playing a different game? Nakai, can I speak to you for a moment? I'm so engrossed in thinking about Misha that I don't even notice Mutao approaching my desk. Sure. What's this about? It's probably better if we speak outside the classroom. Something about this doesn't sound too good, but I stand up and follow him out into the hallway. Mutao stands in the hallway, scratching his head as he works out what he is trying to say. Not knowing what is going on, I wait silently. So, tell me, how are things? Things? I expect Mutao to be a little vague, but this is pushing the limits. You know, things. You had a week to settle in now. So how are things? Fine, I guess. I see. And how is your condition? The pause before condition seemed a little unnecessary. Haven't had any problems so far. A brief shimmer of relief passes across his Mutao's face. Good! That's good! The school nurse was a little concerned that you might have been pushing yourself a bit too hard. He asked me to keep an eye on you when he couldn't. That makes sense. And that's that you don't blow us off too freely. As much as we try to give you the level of education that you would get at a normal school, you have to realize that you have limits. Our goal is to make sure that you know where those limits are and how to maximize your potential within them. Do you follow me? You savvy? I guess I mean I don't plan on doing anything stupid. I mean, I don't plan on doing anything stupid. Well, that's a start, I guess. So then, on to our next question. How are you finding your studies? I understand you were laid up for a while. We're not too far ahead, are we? I don't really think so. I mean, I tried to keep up when I was in the hospital, so it hasn't been too hard. Mutao taps his chin and raises an eyebrow as he absorbs this information. Is that so? I suppose there are still students out there who realize the importance of learning. I wouldn't go that far. I was only trying to keep myself occupied in my little life support system. And by life support system, I meant prison, which was the word. I apologize. Well, yeah, I mean, you gotta keep up with those things, right? Ha, ha, ha! That's exactly it. One wrong move in this world, and you're left behind, right? Right. Wouldn't want that to happen. No, you wouldn't. Every week there's a new scientific discovery. Most of them mean nothing to the layperson, but any one of them could be the key to the next big thing. I'll keep that in mind. It's obvious that Mutao's serious talk is over, and he's gone back to his standard, slightly scatterbrained approach to life. I think, in hindsight, that I prefer him this way. He's slightly more predictable in his unpredictability. Well then, I think that's all I really had to say. Let's get him back inside, shall we? My relief at that suggestion is insurmountable. Sure. You're the boss, right? Mutao pauses for a moment. I don't think any of my students have ever said that to me before. For an instant, I consider replying to this, but something deep within me tells me to shut my mouth and get back into the classroom. A few of the students jump at the sound of the door, rapidly trying to pretend that they are working on the question on the board. Some don't even bother, their heads slumped on the desk as they nap. Thankfully, it would appear that Mutao doesn't even notice them. He returns to his desk and retrieves a scientific journal from one of the drawers. I guess I got him there. The class returns to the near silence, and Mutao and I left it before our chat. Mixed feelings of tiredness and anticipation buzz around the room. Everyone here either waiting for a chance to rest on the chance to get their last-minute preparations underway. The clock on the wall slowly ticks the remaining class time away, until finally the bells cry out, ending the torment. Before you all leave, I expect the answers for those problems by Monday. The class sighs at one, instantly regretting sacking off, but still acutely aware of the more pressing issue at hand. The classroom empties in a blink as everyone rushes to the last-minute festival preparations. I stay behind and try to quickly finish the questions so I don't have to bother with it over the rest of the weekend, with the festival and all tomorrow. Guys! Ah! Apart from me, Hanako is the only one left, obviously waiting for Lily. It's weird that Lily comes all the way to our classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around in at least normality it is at least normal. Nominally is the word. Nominally, guys. It's weird that Lily comes all the way to the classroom to pick her up. I expect that moving around is at least nominally harder for her than it is for Hanako. But it is none of my business. I naturally don't ask about it from Hanako, Despite the relative proximity of our seats, neither tries to strike up a conversation about that or anything else either, so an oppressive silence falls upon the classroom. The time passes in silence. It's probably just 15 minutes or so, but it feels longer. I turn pages of my notebook. Hanako turned pages of the novel she's reading. My pencil lead splinters against the paper just when I was about to finish a paragraph. The sound of my irritated sigh and subsequent fumbling around for a sharpener feel like they're breaking the mood in the classroom. Hanako keeps her eyes firmly away from my direction. Before long, Lily's tall figure appears in the doorway. Hanako. Her name is all it takes to make Hanako jump up from her desk and run to Lily. They talk quietly for a moment, but isn't long before Lily leaves down the hall and Hanako idles back into the classroom, taking her seat once again. I watch Hanako out of the corner of my eye out of sheer curiosity at the idea that the two would be separated. For a couple of minutes, she does nothing but sit with her chin in her hand, staring at her desk dejectedly. The boredom evidently becomes too much for her, though. Her slender frame reaching into her bag and pulling out a small book. Come to think of it, that isn't the one I saw her reading at the library. She must be quite a fast reader to get through them at this rate. After about 10 minutes of restlessly shuffling into her seat and trying to read, Hanako closes her book and leaves too. As should I, since the assignment is all but finished and there is nothing else to do in this classroom. Nothing that I have anything to do anywhere else. The school is a beehive of activity, but nobody pays me any mind. I saunter past classrooms filled with students frantically doing this and that, buzzing around like little worker bees. You wouldn't guess that the school day is over. It's a bit quieter outside, but not by much. People zip by left and right, hurrying as quickly as they can, busy and energetic. I feel the opposite. The midday sun seems to be draining all the spirit out of my body, making it feel limp all over. Warm, soft air flows inside my shirt, feeling like a cushion. I yawn lazily, thinking about what I do. I drop off my books at the dorm first, and then something I haven't decided yet. Maybe Kenji is in his room. On the way to our dorms, I spot Emmy coming my way, running despite not having those weird running prosthetics on. I wave at her, and she skids to a stop. Oh no. Well, this is a weird spot, but I feel like we've had a good episode here. I'm gonna be honest. I'm partially pausing because I forgot Emmy's voice. I know it was slightly masculine, but it's been so long, and I can't do the. Honestly, I think I'm gonna say it right now and just be like, "Yo, Hisao!" And it was like pretty much that, but like slightly less that. But anyway, I feel this is a good spot, so we're gonna come back when we talk to Emmy without her running leg braces on. Weird. But anyway, so I hope you guys have had fun. We had a class. That's it. That's all we had. But I hope this was enough. So, if not, I'm sorry, but hopefully you'll tune in for the next one where I'll go longer. I promise, guys. So, I've been Captain Solomon. You've been aboard my ship. Now, walk the plank. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Take it easy.